We need to get away from the distractions, the doubt, the hesitation that we feel every time we are trying to execute on a plan of action, that voice that goes off every time there's a little hiccup. We start thinking in terms of maybe we are not cut out for it, maybe I need to try something else, maybe this is some sort of a sign from the universe for us to do something else. And I see this in sales, in business all the time. Every time people find themselves in a slump, instead of directing all their energy, focus, attention, concentration to get themselves out of that rut, they focus on all the negative stuff. They focus on things that could potentially go wrong, right? I want to give you a personal example. This was 11 years ago when I first got into sales and marketing. Obviously, I did not have a lot of experience in sales prior to that, but the moment we step in the room, we know this is where I belong and this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Period. But I had a very thick Indian accent, so people were hanging up on me from left, right, and center. I was operating out of desperation mode. I was desperate. I literally had $10 sitting in my account. I was on my last dollar and the rent was due in the next 2 weeks. So every time I'm speaking to a client and a customer, I'm thinking about, what if I don't get this client? What if I lose my job? How I'm going to come up with the money to pay the rent? And this happens in sales, in business all the time. Every time we struggle, every time they go through a bit of a rough patch, instead of focusing all their attention, energy, all the resources to getting themselves out of the rut, getting themselves back on track, they're obsessed about all the things that could go wrong. So in order to achieve your goals, number one is you need to get rid of the distraction, and doubt is one of the greatest enemy of progress and momentum. You need to accept the fact that in order to achieve your goals, you're going to have to suffer. You're going to have to go through certain pain, and you're going to have to sweat. You're going to have to make those sacrifices, and you have to be okay with that. Now, if you go to the gym, you understand what I'm trying to say. Even before we step inside the gym, we know that in order to achieve our goals, we are going to have to suffer. Right? In order to achieve our goals in the gym, we're gonna have to push past that pain threshold. We see pain, sacrifices, and the moments of that discomfort in the gym as an indicator that we are moving closer to our goals. We are moving closer to our highest aspiration. But something happens in the real world. Every time we struggle, every time we face a bit of a hurdle and a setback, we see it as a sign from the universe for us to do something else, right? We are visualizing all the things that could go wrong. We are doubting our intention. We are second guessing our move. Something happens in the gym. When we are running on the treadmill, and every time we're pushing past that pain threshold and we are consistently pushing our boundaries, we do not even fraction of for a second think that this is bad for us. Right? But in real life, when we are going after our goals, when we are going after our highest desires, we are constantly negotiating the price. We are constantly wondering if the price is getting way too high. Every time you focus on the price, every time you're focused on the price and the sacrifices that you're going to have to make and the risk that you're going to have to take in order to achieve your goals, every time you're making the decision based on the price, you're operating out of a scarcity mentality. Let me prove it to you. When I graduated from the university, the money was tight because I was still paying off my student loan. So every time I go out for shopping, I would not buy things I wanted to buy. I would buy things that I think I can afford. I would make all the decisions based on the cost, right? But if you apply the same principle in real life, when you are going after your targets, when you're going after your dreams, eventually you're going to relent. You cannot renegotiate the price and execute on your plan of action at the same time, right? You have to accept the fact that in order to get to the next level of success, you're going to have to make the sacrifices and you're going to have to pay the price for it, right? You have to decide beforehand that you are going to have to make certain sacrifices. You have to be okay with that. Understand this. The price that you are paying today in order to achieve your goals is infinitely smaller than the price you're going to have to pay if you don't pay the price. The price you are paying today in order to achieve your goals and aspiration is infinitely small than the price you're going to have to pay if you don't pay the price today. People who succeed, they do not focus on the price. They do not focus on the sacrifices and the costs they might have to pay in order to achieve their goals. They always ask, is it worth it? If things that you're going after is legal, moral, ethical, it's going to put food on the table, it's always going to worth it. This is what I'm telling you, right? If you want something bad enough, don't worry about the price. Don't worry about the sacrifices. It's always going to worth it. But if you don't pay the price, then it's going to cost you for the rest of your life. So decide beforehand what sacrifices that you're going to have to make, what risk you are going to have to take, right? You thought that it was going to take you about 8 months to get your project off the ground. Now something happened in the world, something happened in your family, something happened with your health. Now it is going to cost you more resources, more time. You're going to have to learn more skills, and now it is going to take you 3 years to get that project off the ground. You have been working for someone else all your life. Now you are finally making a decision that you want to be an entrepreneur. You want to do something that really matters. Don't expect that you are going to achieve that income level almost immediately. This just means that you are going to have to learn a lot more skills. You're going to have to learn about sales. You're going to have to learn about marketing, team building, leadership, recruitment, right? You have to embrace the suffering, and every time you suffer, you can't see it as a sign from the universe for you to quit your struggles, to quit your goals and ambitions. Keep reminding yourself and keep telling yourself that it's gonna worth it. That's gonna put you on the map. Once you achieve your goals, that is going to put you on the map. So keep paying the price. Okay, and that's my time.